So how exactly have I been able to make consistent growth for such a long period of time? I used to allow my negative thoughts to ruin my mood, to lead to procrastination, and to overall just slow down my progress. But I have built a 3-step system that has allowed me to push through these negative days so that my mind isn't on what's going wrong, but instead what can I continue to do every single day to make progress towards the life that I want to live. The issue is so many people do not know how to control their thoughts. I still face negative thoughts on a day-to-day basis, but it's about how much attention I give them. Following this 3-step routine has allowed me to completely forget about what's going wrong in my day, but instead to focus on what 3 things I need to continue to implement to make sure that I'm making progress. You see these guys all online flashing this lifestyle, and you have no clue how long it has taken them to get to that point. It's taken years for them, but they don't show that part. I'm here and I'm showing that part to you at how long it truly takes of pure discipline. This is why so many people will never get to this point of success in life, right? I'm just at the breaking point, bro. And I have gone, right? I've secured my first payout last month for $2,000 in trading, fully off of being patient, following a system that I've traded for months and months and months and months and months on end, learning from a mentor, investing that money, right? And it all came down to just slow and steady progression, doing these things that I've given you, that I'm about to give you, right, every single day for such a long period of time, to where it makes success inevitable for me, right? Because I know if I continue to do these things, these 3 things each and every single day, just like I've done for the past 2 years to get to the point where I'm at now, which is a complete 180 in my life, right? I can continue to do it each and every single day and continue to make progress and continue to just change my life. And this is only the beginning. The first thing is to make sure that you have the right inputs, bro. I don't care how much work you're willing to put in. If you don't have the right inputs and the right routine each and every single day to continuously make growth, you're not going to grow at all. You're not going to improve at all. You're not going to get out of the situation that you're in, right? You need to make sure that your inputs are aligned with your outputs, right? So for me personally, bro, I wasted a year, not wasted, but I could have done a lot more with the year in my first, with my first year of trading, if I decided to actually, invest in a mentor, or to, back test for once, a model. I was so scared. I had the wrong inputs for such a long time. I was putting in 8-10 hours a day, nonstop, right? But I would do anything but back testing my model because it was unprofitable. I sucked at back testing, right? And the model was just pure garbage. No one has tested it before. It was just a random model that I created for myself, and it sucked. But I had that wrong input at the time, and it led me to not making any progress in my trading at all, and trading a completely unprofitable model that was not back tested for over a year in my trading, which led to so much wasted time and so much wasted potential. So this exactly shows you how important it is to have the right inputs. Make sure, number one, that you have a back-tested strategy. You need a back-tested strategy, right? You need to go into FX Replay, right? And trade your model for at least a year, right? To see overall, okay, is it profitable in the long term, right? And if it is, good. Stop back testing, bro. At that point, your inputs, the most important input at that point is for you to just stay consistent every single day, not burn yourself out, and just wake up every single morning at 9:30 a.m. and trade AM session. That's it. Stop back testing once your model is truly proven profitable, right? I would say at least, again, a year, right? And I would always do the previous year. So right now, if you're watching this, let's say, in 2026, right? Back test 2025, right? Always, do the past year, right? But it's just always so important to make sure that you have the right inputs, bro. Just like me, I had the wrong inputs, and it wasted so much time, even though I was willing to put in 8-10 hour study days, right? So that's the first thing, right? And also make sure that you have an aligned routine every single day, that at the end of the day, bro, you can look back at what you've done, right? For me personally, I have Notion, and I use that to track, how my days are going, right? I use that to, check off the list every single day of top 5 needle movers that I need to do, right? Things that I need to do to forward my improvements in my trading and my business, right? So those are 5 things, as well as, I have a few other little check boxes I need to do for everything else. All right, and that's just how I make sure that my day is structured, and that I'm making sure that I'm putting work before, free time, before, a little bit of games, a little bit of YouTube, right? I'm making sure I'm putting work first, right? Obviously God first, but work first, right? Work second, right? Making sure that I'm improving every single day through this, routine. Because if you don't have a routine, then how do you know that you're, really making growth? So that's the first thing. Second thing, bro, that has really, really helped me, improve my mind, this past, I would say probably the past 6 months, right? And how I think and how I trade is my diet, bro, and my health, right? Going to the gym, like these small things, bro, going to the gym, eating right, not eating garbage. It truly makes you more positive, bro. It really does. You go to the gym, bro, you conquer that workout that was hard, you're gonna feel good about yourself, right? Every single time, right? You take that bad trade. Every single time that I've taken a bad trade, I've hit the gym right after, and I felt amazing afterwards. I came out with a brand new mindset, bro, because once you take that loss, everything just goes to absolute hell in your mind, and you start, overthinking everything. But the moment that I hit the gym, every single time afterwards, I'm like, you know what? It's all good. There's always another day in the markets. It always clears up my mind, bro. So hitting the gym, staying healthy, bro. Having something else outside of the charts that you can look forward to, that you can push yourself in, right? And then, secondly, your diet, bro. My diet has completely changed, bro. As of recently, I went to full animal-based, and I can't tell you how much energy I have, bro, all throughout the day, every single day. I feel amazing. I feel amazing, bro. But even before that, bro, just cleaning up my diet and, yes, having a snack every now and then, bro. Maybe once a week, having a cookie or something like that. But for the majority of the time, eating pretty clean, pretty healthy. Just, a lot of eggs, a lot of beef. Simple stuff, bro. Simple stuff. That type of stuff, bro, it helps you mentally. And you're never going to really see, and physically, obviously, you're never going to really see the benefits of eating healthy, of working out, until you actually do it, bro. Because I used to eat like garbage, and I would have zero energy every single day. I would be super negative all the time. But the moment that I started to eat healthy, it's like no brain fog. I'm more positive, right? I got more energy to go outside and do things like this, to impact more people's lives. Stuff like this, bro. Like, it's really that simple. It's really that simple. Just clean up your diet, bro. And I promise you, you will see a huge, huge difference in how you act and how you trade, how you react to things, and how you just live your day-to-day life in general, bro. So that's also something that I've done, the past 2 years that I've slowly but surely improved and, almost perfected is my diet and, my routine in the gym. Because again, guys, you can have all the money in the world. But again, guys, you can have literally all the money in the world. But if you're fat, if you're, tired all the time, if you are not confident in yourself, what's the point? What's the point in hopping out of a Lamborghini if you're overweight and you hate your life? What's the point, right? Because eventually you're going to die, right? You're very unhealthy. You're going to die a lot quicker than you should. And then the third thing that has, really opened my eyes to how possible this is, and that third thing is faith. And, I've never really had a really, really good relationship with God. I've always grown up Catholic, but I've never really cared. But the moment I started to trade and really go through the ups and downs of trading, and just going through the absolute mental torture that I had, me going through, and even sometimes now, bro, just mentally struggling, God has saved me every single time. And, it's really, really hard to grow if you don't have faith in something. During the rough times, bro, faith was the only thing that I was latching onto. I got to so many points in my trading where I was so low, so, like, the lowest that I've ever been. And I was at a point where I didn't even trust in myself. I didn't even believe in myself. And the one thing that got me through that time, all those times, was believing that God had a purpose for the moment that I was going through right then and there, as well as that, God just has the overall plan of this entire journey, right? And that His plan is perfect. right? So even though right now I'm going through struggles, God's doing it for a reason for me to learn from. And that exact mindset has continued to make my progression a lot more digestible. And, you know, even though I am going through like a rough patch or whatever it may be, God has my back, bro. You know, always having that mindset, it has allowed me to continuously grow every single day, not only in my trading, but more importantly, my faith. So that is the third thing, bro, and that is so important. The most important thing to me is my faith, right? So, you know, God has pulled me out of some really rough times, and it's all glory to Him at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you know, when I continue to, you know, bank in these payouts, continue to make money, I move out, get a really nice crib, and I'm living the dream life, bro. It's all going to be because of Him. Because, you know, He's answered my prayers so many times the day after. The day after, bro. Like, and it's not a coincidence. Every single time that I've called out to Him, Jesus Christ, He has answered me. That's why I know that He is God. But it's just been so beneficial, bro, to know that I'm not in this by myself. And that no matter what I'm going through, no matter what circumstances I face, God's got my back, bro. It's really that simple. It's just about trust. Faith is just about trust. Guys, just to finish this all up, right? I've applied these 3 things every single day for the past 2 years to make insane growth in my life, a complete 180, right? And, you know, even on the negative days, even on the bad days, where I am, you know, stuck, where I feel like, you know, this is not going to work out, you know, this and that, bro. Y'all know how it is. I still apply these 3 things the next day when I wake up, because I know that it works, because I know that it has gotten me this far, so it's going to continue to push me and get me further and further towards my bigger goals that I have for myself. So I appreciate y'all boys for watching this video. If y'all really stuck all the way to the end, I really appreciate y'all. We have something big coming up. Tomorrow I'm hopping on a call, but after that is going to be confirmed, and we're going to start having some monthly giveaways for y'all boys. So stay tuned for that. If y'all want to join the Discord, it's completely free. We have Bible studies every single Friday, as well as weekly recaps on Friday, both at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So if y'all want to join up for those as well, it's again completely free. Just wanting to continue to give back to y'all boys in the community, as well as, you know, I want to learn from y'all, right? Especially in the Bible studies. So appreciate y'all again. If y'all want to join, or, you know, look me up in any other socials, it'll be left down in the description. But yeah, I'll see y'all boys, and have a blessed day. God bless you, bro. Peace out.